Done.
Okay, let me start sharing my screen. And let me assure you that although I'm virtual here, I am still very much alive. Before the pandemic started, it was common for our youngsters to start moving back in with their parents. And if these two still have their parents to move in with, God bless all four of them. A warning: there's an email going around offering processed pork, gelatin, and salt in a can. If you get this email, don't open it. It is spam. Staying safe and secure, a great way to start is by installing Avast antivirus. And I don't care whether it's a paid version or a free version. I personally happen to like their free version.
You live so much of your life online. Between your friends, your career, and your funny videos, you might not be thinking about your security. But we are. We're Avast, the global leader in consumer cybersecurity. We offer cutting-edge security and privacy products to keep you safe from malware, ransomware, trojans, spam, phishing, and other threats. On your mobile phone, your Mac, or your PC. Our VPN software makes sure your connection is always safe, encrypted, and secure, no matter where you are. And we keep you safe from the latest browser-based threats with Avast Secure Browser. We even secure your home network and all the different connected things that are on it. You benefit from the power of the Avast Cybersecurity Network, made up of hundreds of millions of yous, because there's safety in numbers. Avast sees emerging threats and stops them on day zero, before others even know they exist. So you're free to live your digital life and leave the security to us. Take charge of your security and privacy today with solutions from Avast.
In my promo, I promise to simplify, clarify, and demystify your computer while staying safe and secure on all of your devices. And I always try to keep my promises. Two things I want to point out on this slide: make sure that your application software is always of the highest quality. And every system, I don't care what operating system you use, has to have a reliable backup on a regular basis. If you don't do a backup and you wind up with a problem, in this case, you're going to wind up in hot water or something even worse. Something to think about the next time you visit your shrink. It also points out the importance of paying attention to details. And anytime you're on the internet, details are very important. As I said, details are important. Install solid security software on every computer and device. Use strong and unique passwords. Only download programs and apps from trusted sources. Employ a virtual private network, and think twice before opening attachments, following links, or sharing sensitive information. 8 essentials of secure computing. Make sure you're using a secure browser, which is especially important when you're doing your banking and shopping. Avast offers what they call their secure browser, and it totally isolates you from everything else when you do your banking and shopping. Use an ad blocker. The last thing you want is to go to a website and be bombarded with ads. You might accidentally click on something that'll wind up causing you problems. Anti-malware simply points out that your modern antivirus program not only protects you against viruses, trojans, and rootkits, but it also protects you against annoying adware. Actually, anti-malware is an umbrella term for anything dangerous on your computer. Use a password manager. That way you can use a different password for everything that requires a password. Create an image on a regular basis. My choice happens to be something that's already part of Windows. Data encryption. If it's encrypted and someone steals it, it's garbage because they have no way of unlocking it. And the easiest way to encrypt things is through the use of a VPN. A healthy paranoia simply points out that sometimes it's a good thing to be suspicious. Public Wi Fi has gotten safer over the years, but primarily because they now use HTTPS. Cyber crooks, however, have found out how to bypass what you think looks like HTTPS is actually not secure because they spoof HTTPS. For maximum protection on public Wi Fi, a VPN is still recommended. When you use a VPN, you connect to a single VPN server, and all of your system's traffic is routed through an encrypted tunnel to the server. The public Wi Fi network you're connected to sees a single connection, which is your VPN connection, and no one can see what websites you're connecting to. The VPN that I use comes from Avast. It's called SecureLine. Excuse me 1 second. This, unfortunately, is not a free product. It does an excellent job of hiding your location. It also does an excellent job of encrypting everything before it leaves your computer, and it won't get unencrypted until just before it gets to its destination. So if the information is intercepted, it will do them no good because they have no way of unlocking that information. There are quite a few free VPNs available. There are usually some restrictions when you use a free VPN. They may limit the amount of data they'll encrypt. They'll limit the amount of VPNs that you can actually access sites where you hide your location. That's the drawback to using a free version, but they are available. Companies use data gathered from cell towers, ambient Wi-Fi, and GPS. But the location data industry has a much more precise and unobtrusive tool, which is called Bluetooth beacons. And those Bluetooth beacons can pinpoint you to within inches. Bluetooth is technology used for connecting everything from wireless earphones to car entertainment systems. It's used for data transfer and lots more. Unfortunately, Bluetooth is also a hacker haven. The recommendation is that when you're not using your Bluetooth connection, turn it off. A vulnerability that was just discovered for those of you that are using an Android device, make sure that you're using at least version 10 of its operating system. Anything below that makes you vulnerable to this discovered problem where somebody can be close to you and they can steal all of your information from your phone. This does not affect those of you on an iOS device. And if you're on an Android device, make sure you're at least using version 10. Version 11 has already been released.
See if that's it.
Okay.
Ransomware, be aware. More and more municipalities are getting hit and are paying the ransom. And paying is never a good idea, and it doesn't guarantee recovery. If you're hit with ransomware, remember you're dealing with a crook. When you send your money, there's no guarantee that the key you receive actually works or that you'll even get a key to unlock your information. And since you're dealing with a crook, you really have nobody to complain to. What I use on my computer is something that's been a part of Windows since version 7, and it's still available in the very latest version of Windows 10. It's called Backup and Restore Windows 7 because that's when it was first introduced. Every Saturday night, when I get finished for the day, I disconnect from the internet. I put it in airplane mode. Then I plug in my external hard drive, During the night, an image is created. Sunday morning, the first thing I do is disconnect that external device on which the image was created, and then I go back onto the internet and proceed with whatever I'm going to do for the day. Never ever leave that external device on which you create your image attached to the computer while you're on the internet. Because if you get hit with CryptoLocker, it will not only infect and encrypt your computer, but will do the same thing to that external device on which you have your backup. And if you get your backup encrypted, guess what? You are now out of luck because you have no way of restoring your system. When you're installing lots of programs, especially after you've gotten a new computer, a great place to go is called Night Night. Night Night is one place where you can get lots and lots of your favorite programs totally free of all kinds of garbage. And this is how it works. Night Night is a place where you can select many of the programs that you use. Nice thing is, no toolbars, no add-ons, no malware, and anything you select from here, you can run again later to check for updates. This tells you something about Night Night, and when you go further down, you see here is a whole list of all different types of programs in all different categories. Pick out those that you use. Since this is a clean install of Windows, it has the Edge browser. My favorite happens to be Google Chrome. So that's one of the items I've picked up. In imaging, I like EarthInView, Avast Antivirus, Malwarebytes, 7-Zip, Revo Uninstaller. Those are the ones I've checked. You pick out your favorites. Once that's done, click on the button that says Get Your Night Night. This will download all the installation files. We'll then one at a time install them. And the same little Get Your Night Night, you can run it at any time and it will update these programs that you've installed should a new version come out. A quick way to install your favorite programs after you've done a clean install. If you don't use Night Night, you should have Unchecky installed on your computer. Unchecky does pretty much the same thing. When you use the default install, anytime you install a program, it could have garbage associated with it. Unchecky will warn you when there's some unwanted programs that are about to be installed and prevent them from getting to
Avast
your
Quick
computer.
Tips Episode 3. Never unintentionally live a double life. You check your email. That's a compelling subject line. Open it. There's a suspicious-looking link in there, but it sure looks exciting. It just needs some personal details. Name, address, first pet's name. You're a winner, right? Psych, it was a phishing link and you took the bait. Some woman in Norway just stole your identity and your savings. Congratulations, you're now living a double life as a Norwegian woman named Asbjorn. Bushly! Don't take risks with your online security. Channel your inner English teacher. Hackers often use poor grammar in phishing emails. Make sure every link is HTTPS and the URL isn't weird or misspelled. Or let a powerful anti-spam do it for you. Anti-spam can flag or delete any dangerous and annoying phishing emails. So the only life you get to live is your own. Avast Quick Tip number 3. Download Avast Free Antivirus to stay safe from phishing scams. Get free phishing protection with Avast Free Antivirus at avast.com.
Phishing campaigns usually come through the email, and they always seem to come from either companies we deal with or well-known companies. These are the 10 most used companies in phishing attacks. The best way to explain how to tell the difference between a phishing or a real attempt by a company to get in touch with you to let you know that there's a problem. In the real email from a company you do business with, they'll let you know there's a problem with your account or some other problem, and they'll simply ask you to contact them, and the onus of contacting will be on you. In a phishing attempt, they make life easy. They provide a link to click on that will take you to a place where you can fix the problem. Or they'll have a phone number you can call to fix the problem. The problem is in a phishing attempt, if you click that link or call that phone number, that's when you're about to start having a problem. Anytime you get an email that says there's a problem with your account, click this link to fix the problem. Be very, very cautious because 99.999% it's a phishing attempt. If you aren't sure because it looks so genuine, pick up the phone, call the company, and verify before you do anything within that email. Quite often, tech support has scams associated with it. Be especially careful if you get a phone call that comes out of the blue to tell you you've got a problem with your computer. These are supposed to be tech support people, not mind readers. How would somebody out of the blue know you've got a problem with your computer? It just doesn't work that way. If you have a problem, you need to contact somebody. They don't call you. Email scams. If you see something unfamiliar, don't click on any links. Don't call any phone numbers. Simply hang up the phone. Web scams. Never, ever give control of your computer over to a third party. The only person you should ever turn your computer over to is somebody you trust enough to turn that computer over to them with your password and take it out of your home. If you trust the person well enough to do that, then it's also okay to give them remote access to your computer because remote access is the same as giving them full control of your system. Pop-up warnings. You see a pop-up coming up, no matter what it's for, don't click on any links and don't call any phone numbers. Online ads. When you're looking for help, and you're doing a search online to find somebody, don't automatically pick the top place because it's not necessarily the safest place. What you should be doing is either get a recommendation from a friend who's used a service in your area or do some investigation before you allow somebody to actually work on your computer, especially if it's coming through a search online. Identity theft, an excellent place to get information on the newest identity theft scams, and a great place to get help if your identity has been stolen is idtheftcenter.org. It's a nonprofit. They don't charge for their services. The only thing they do is help you recoup if you've had your identity stolen. Our passwords, unfortunately, get stolen all the time. A site that we use gets hacked and your password is now the property of that crook. Avast has an excellent service that can help you in case your password is stolen. Avast Hack Check and how to use it. Once you go to the website, put in the email address for which you want to check for possible hacks. Click on Check Now. It gives you the results. It also tells you to go check that email because Avast has now sent you a reply to that email address that you used to check. So the next step is to go to your email account and see the reply you've received from Avast. This is the email I received. It tells me to change my password now. And you'll notice you can't see what the password is, but that button on the bottom that says Show Details, once we click it, we'll get redirected to another site. At that website, it will show you the leaked password, and next to it, you see what looks like a little eye. If you click on that eye, it reveals that password that's been leaked. If that's still your current password, you better hurry up and change it. If you've already changed that password, it's perfectly okay at this point now to mark it as resolved, which is what I'll be doing. That's what it takes to use Avast's website to check for compromised passwords. System Restore is great, helps get you out of a problem, but it's very slow to create a system restore point, and it takes a lot longer to actually restore to one of those restore points. I found something that's called Rollback RX, which is much, much better and much more reliable. It only takes a second to create what they call a snapshot, and it only takes a few seconds to actually roll back to one of those snapshots. They have both a free and a paid version, and the difference between the two is in the amount of snapshots they create. The free version creates up to a total of 5 snapshots. After that, it doesn't make any new snapshots. If you're using the free version, when you get to number 5 and your system is working perfectly fine, go into the settings and wipe out some of the old ones, and then it'll again create new ones until it again reaches the 5 created snapshots. In the paid version, of course, there is no limit to how many snapshots it can create. In the paid version, you can actually say, okay, create 10, and when number 11 comes along, erase the oldest because it's going to be replaced with a new one. That's the difference between free and paid. But this has been a godsend to me because I do lots of beta testing, and quite often something goes wrong and I need to restore to an earlier time slot so I can bypass the problem that beta program has caused on my computer. This has never failed me. It's always worked like a charm. McShield helps to protect you against flash drives, memory cards from your computer, or external hard drives. All of these devices can have boot sector infections, and that's what this thing checks to make sure there are no boot sector infections. Your antivirus by default only checks things that you open on those external devices. It does not check the entire external hard drive. So you use this in combination with your antivirus to make sure that you're totally safe. CCleaner, an excellent tool to get rid of all the garbage that we accumulate when we visit the internet or run any of the programs on our computers. The next little video will show you how you should set it up and use it. This little tutorial will cover the installation of CCleaner version 5.7.1 and some privacy and other setting changes after the installation that should be followed. Number 1, always use custom. Default will install whatever the company wants to install. Customize will allow you to choose what to install and what to bypass. I personally don't need a desktop shortcut. All the other options are useful and will stay. Click on More. I want it to be installed just for me since I'm the only one on this computer. Now we can go ahead and hit the install. Bypass viewing the release notes. Next, we'll select Run CCleaner. Close this one up. Options, Privacy, and what you want to uncheck is Help Improve the App, Upgrades, and offers from third parties. That will stop the pop-ups. One more thing to do in the options, I like to use my CCleaner on demand. I don't want it to be resident. I don't want it to automatically do any cleaning for me. So to fix that, go into Smart Cleaning and uncheck Tell me when there are junk files to clean, and uncheck Enable Smart Cleaning. Yes, it'll warn you because it likes to be resident. I don't want it that way. I'll do my cleaning on demand when I want to clean garbage. Are you sure you want to do this? The answer is yes. That takes care of all the changes that I'm going to make. You are now ready to use CCleaner, and I recommend that you use the default settings. They're perfectly safe. They'll clean out all the garbage for you, and you'll have probably a slightly faster running computer. That's it for the settings changes and the custom installation of CCleaner. Unlocker helps you to bypass program and use message, which quite often comes up when you're trying to install a pesky program. That's because part of that program is being used by the system. If you have Unlocker installed, you can just simply bypass or close the part that's being used, and you'll be able to uninstall that pesky program that you want to get rid of. Recover helps you recover something that you've deleted in error. If you just deleted it and you realized it, it's very easy to restore it. But if you've deleted a picture and some months later found out, oops, it's missing, what happened? Well, this comes by separated by categories. So you can just select pictures and it will then show you all of the pictures that are still recoverable. And you'll find the one that you erased in error sometime in the past. Since it's broken down by categories, you not only can choose from pictures, but music, documents, videos, compressed files, emails, and anything else, simply by selecting the right category. An easy way to recover something that you deleted in error sometime in the past. Passwords need to be long and strong. I changed my password to incorrect. So whenever I forget what it is, the computer will say, your password is incorrect. This makes it easy to remember your password, but it will not keep you safe or secure. Also, I recommend you do not use beef stew as a computer password because it is not stroganoff. These are the 10 most used passwords worldwide. There isn't a single safe one on here. They've also been the same 10 most used passwords for eons. It also isn't safe to write down your passwords on a sticky note and attach them to a refrigerator. Especially nowadays when we have smart refrigerators, you really don't know where they're going to wind up. What I've used for quite some time is called LastPass. What you see listed on the left side are cross-platform password managers. Those are only a few of the free ones available. Cross-platform simply means that you can use it on all the different operating systems and on your smart devices. And I suggest that you start using, if you aren't already, a password manager. It can make sure that you use a different password for everything that uses a password. It will also make it easy if a password is compromised to change that password. The link on the bottom shows you a list when you click on it of many other cross-platform password managers that are available. Avast free antivirus. This shows you all of the things that are part of the free version of Avast. Probably a lot more than you thought. It's a lot more than just a stripped down antivirus program. There's also a free version available for those of you on a Mac and on an Android device. Avast also updates its protection every 6 minutes. And it has 2 major protection updates per day that consolidate those little ones that you receive throughout the day. The little ones that you receive throughout the day are so small that you will never know it's happening, but you can be assured that at least every 6 minutes, you're being protected with the latest discovered remedies to the newest infections. I've used Avast since 2003. Its light on system resources has done an excellent job of keeping my computers safe. I can honestly say that Avast has made a vast difference on my computers, and it can do the same for your systems. Avast is faster, smarter, uses artificial intelligence and human genius to keep us safe.
Welcome to our online world. Our lives are online. We believe everyone has the right to privacy and security online. So we built the most advanced threat detection network. Combining human genius and the latest in artificial intelligence. Proactively detecting and blocking threats in real time. Preventing over 1.5 billion cyber attacks each month. over 400 million users across the globe trust us. However you connect, wherever you connect, protecting your business, your home, everywhere you connect. We're Avast, committed to online privacy and security. Why not download and install Avast today? Protection for all the people, all over the world.
If you're on a Mac, there's also Avast Protection for you. It offers real-time protection, full Mac scans, custom scans, security reports, total malware detection, removable drive scans, scheduled scans, and of course, real-time security updates. If you're on an Android device, you need at least as much protection for your Android device as you do for your computer. Most of us actually have more personal information on our smartphones than we have on our computers. That needs to be protected. Avast offers free mobile security to keep your Android devices safe and secure.
What are you downloading?
It's just a game on an app store.
Honey, are you using Avast? It works on your phone too.
It's just a word game. I'm sure it's fine.
Hello? Nice work, bub. So I got access to all your data, photos and videos too. What? Yeah, this spyware is sick. And I get every photo we take. Insane, right?
No.
We should take some more selfies. The lighting in here is great.
Like I was saying, use Avast for your phone too. It protects you against fake apps, phishing, malware, spyware, and ransomware. Did I mention there's even a free version? Unlike those video games you keep buying. Ugh.
On the new Avast secure browser for your Android device, it even includes a free VPN, so that even if you're on an unsecured connection, turning on that VPN will keep you safe. There's no such thing as third-party protection and antivirus protection on an iOS device. If you have a problem with an infection or other problems, you get a patch from Apple, and that's how you stay safe. Avast does offer free mobile security for iOS devices, and it's all about ensuring your online privacy and protecting your personal information from hackers and spies. This requires iOS 10 or higher. The top part shows you what's included in the free version, and if you want to make Avast happy, you can purchase some additional protection that's listed on the bottom. 9 tips everyone forgets to follow on their smartphones. Lock your device with a passcode. If you can take the phone out of its pouch and it's immediately available to you, it's also immediately available to the person who finds it if you lose it, or the crook who may steal it. A passcode will make sure that the average person who gets a hold of your phone will not have access to the information on that phone. It won't keep a hacker out of it, but it will protect you against the majority of the people who might get a hold of your phone if you lose it or it's stolen. Avoid suspicious links. Update your software, your operating software, as quickly as possible. Remember what I said in the beginning, if you're using a version less than Windows 10, you are vulnerable to near-site theft of your data. Use a security app. Use a VPN on open Wi-Fi networks. Download your apps from reputable app stores. Don't get them from a third party. Back up your data to the cloud. So if your device is lost or stolen, you have a way of recouping your information when you get your new phone. Enable remote wiping on your phone. If it's lost or stolen, once that phone goes back online, if remote wiping is enabled, you'll be able to wipe out the information on that phone and prevent it from getting to somebody else. Use a unique password on every account online. A program and app I use on all of my laptops and smart device. It's called Pray. Once installed, this helps you recover a stolen laptop or smart device. This is available for for your Mac devices, for your Windows and your Linux devices. It's also available for all of your smart devices. The secret to this one is you need to install it before your device is lost or stolen. Once the device is gone, it's too late for this to help you. If you're on a Windows computer, don't just leave it when company walks in the house. Lock your device. And there's an easy way to lock it. Just simply hit your Windows key and the L for lock. Once your device is locked, even if somebody goes and starts playing on the keyboard, it will not disturb what you've been working on. When the company leaves and you're ready to use it, you can unlock it the same way you unlock your device when you first start it in the morning. Whether that's a PIN or whether it's a password, it could be a fingerprint, it could be facial recognition, whatever it takes to unlock your computer in the morning is how you would unlock it if you've used the Windows and the L key. The nice thing is, even if somebody played on that computer after you've locked it, when you go back and unlock it, you'll be back to exactly where it was when you first locked it. No damage would have been done to your work. Use a password manager. Use two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication means that besides your username and password, they have to send you a code to your smart device. And until you enter that code, no access to the account. It's quite possible for a crook to steal your username and password. It's highly unlikely that at the same time, they would also have stolen your smart device. And if they don't have your smart device, they will never receive the code. They won't be able to get into the account if you have two-factor authentication working for you. Check your account settings. By default, your operating system and most programs that you install share as much information as possible. That's how they make their money. It's up to you to go in and change those settings so you only share what you're comfortable in sharing. Don't be click happy. Just because you see a link on a website or in an email doesn't mean you should be clicking on it. Remove personal data and lie. Anytime you fill in a questionnaire for something like coupons or brownie points someplace, they don't need to have your real information in order for you to get those coupons. And if you have to go back to that same place more than once, just remember your lies and use the lies a second time. They're just as happy if your name is Mary and you tell them your name is Jane. They don't know the difference and they'll be just as happy as long as you keep using Jane when you visit the site. The only place you ever use real information is places where you have to use it. Your bank, a government agency, any place that requires actual identification, that's where you give real information. Any place else, lie. Just use the same lies over and over. If you didn't ask for it, then trash it. It's garbage. Something brand new from Avast, it's called Avast Omni. And this is a combination of hardware and software, and it protects everything wherever you connect.
We've entered a new age of online security. It's no longer just our computers and phones we need to protect. A growing number of things we depend on every day are connecting to the internet. Your smart TV, your thermostat, your cameras, and everything else in your smart home was not built with security in mind, putting your sensitive personal information at risk of being stolen. And in today's fast-moving world of next-generation cyber threats, even your physical safety can be at risk. A different approach to security is needed to protect you and your family in all aspects of your online life. Introducing Avast Omni, a new type of security for your connected life. Avast Omni is easy and all-inclusive. All you need to do is connect the Avast Omni hub to your existing router, install the app, and your entire connected world is now protected, from your home and its connected devices to your family, everywhere they go. The Omni app gives you full visibility of your smart home, so you can be sure it's safe. If any unusual behavior is detected, you'll receive an alert wherever you are, so potential intruders can be immediately blocked. And Omni protects you outside the home. Avast Omni gives you powerful malware protection for all your portable devices to keep you safe from the latest threats, wherever you connect to the internet. You can't control what's on the internet, but with Avast Omni, you can control how your children use it. Set limits on screen time, block inappropriate content, and get immediate peace of mind with our locator map that sends you alerts when your child reaches their destination safely. Protect your connected world with Avast Omni. Security everywhere you connect.
This currently is only available here in the US. Sorry, Mike. It's now time to do a change of pace. It's perfectly okay for all of you to unmute yourself for the rest of this presentation.
Let's give Bob a great hand.
Not finished yet,
everything.
Barry.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking for a mate? If you are, you aren't alone. They are also looking for clean single mates. Senior citizens are the nation's leading carriers of AIDS. You heard me right, AIDS.
Yep.
Hearing aids, band-aids, walking aids, medical aids, government aids, and most of all, monetary aids for our kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. We also have a problem with HIV, and more of my hair is vanishing every day. 9 little facts I want to leave you with. Death is the #1 killer in the world.
Okay, yeah.
Life is sexually transmitted. Good health is merely the slowest possible rate at which one can die. Life is like a jar of jalapeno peppers. What you do today might burn your backside tomorrow. Especially if they give a person a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach a person to use the internet and they won't bother you for weeks, months, maybe years.
It may be fished.
Health nuts are going to feel pretty stupid someday, lying in a hospital, dying of absolutely nothing. All of us could take a lesson from the weather. It pays no attention to criticism. In the 60s, people took acid to make the world weird. Now the world is weird and people take Prozac to make it normal. Don't worry about old age. It usually doesn't last long. I've been doing these presentations since 2010. I do not work for Avast. Avast, I've been a part of their customer support forum since 2004. That's a voluntary thing. Some of us, as you know, like to help others. That's why I became involved. In 2010, Avast asked me if I'd like to do presentations, usually in person. And the arrangement I have with Avast is simple. They pay all of my expenses. If my wife comes along, they also pay her expenses. Pretty good for somebody on Social Security. Of course, since the middle of March, they haven't had any expenses because I've been sitting on my dupper in the kitchen doing these remotely. The presentations are designed for average computer users. If you know of anyone who would benefit from a presentation, please have them contact me. There's never a charge to the club or its users for my services. That's where Avast comes in. If you enjoyed the presentation and learned something, please let Lena at Avast know about it. That's how these presentations continue. If you didn't like the presentation, you may also tell her that. And that's the end of this sales pitch. The link at the bottom, most of you have this link because I've used the same link. I've just updated the information. That gets you access to all the things we've talked about. Will also get you access to how you remove one antivirus before you install another, because you can't have two antivirus programs on your computer at a time. You totally have to remove one before you can install the other, and those instructions are part of the information passed along.
Bob,
There's one exception to that rule. If you're using Windows Security, also called before this Defender, it doesn't have to be removed. When you install a third party, it automatically turns itself off.
Bob, is this link also updated with everything that you presented in this presentation today?
No, part of it you'll get by having to watch the video on your own when there's something that's not, because the videos are not part of what I pass along. They change. But all the programs that I talk about, they are, of course, part of what's passed along on that link.
Okay, now everybody, let's give Bob a virtual hand for a tremendous
Real
presentation.
hand.
Thank you. I'll stop
Unmute,
sharing.
Timothy.
I'd be now more than happy to answer whatever questions you might have.
Oh, there was so much information.
Good. There's supposed to be a lot of information. I hand it out, you have to absorb it.
Well, I'll personally, I will be looking at it again quite a bit. I've taken the video off because I had to move around, but I will be checking it out again. I guess we do a recording of it. A lot of it will be available on our website, right?
Barry has made a recording, and it, like always, winds up on the website.
And it will probably be up there today. I could get that up by tonight, and you'll see it up on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, this will be useful for me, a lot of it, because until now, our computer support, especially for security things, was our son-in-law who passed away a month ago.
Ouch,
So,
sorry.
Yes, he was also security support for Priceline internationally. So, yeah, they've lost a lot also that way. But thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
Bob, you want to mention other ways that they can contact you besides email? I know you've got newsletters and other things going on.
Yeah, I have a blog. I have a YouTube channel. I have a newsletter that I send out. Barry knows because he's on Facebook, one of my people on Facebook. So,
well, I'm probably the only one who could just drive down and say hello.
that's correct. Well, you got a 60-mile trip to get, actually a little bit more, about 75 to 80 miles to get from where you are in Santa Fe to me in Las Lunas.
Oh, I know the road well.
Yep, but it's an easy drive. It's not like going in the city where you have stop and go traffic. We don't have that out here.
Okay,
no,
Dorothy.
even in Florida, to go 10 miles in Florida, takes half an hour sometimes.
Okay, thanks, Marcia. Dorothy, you got a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know how much that gadget was that protects the house. What's the cost on that?
I suggest that you go to avast.com and look for Omni, O-M-N-I.
Okay.
Okay, because the price, if I tell you one price, it might be a different one today, and it could be a different one tomorrow, because like all companies, they have sales, they have specials. So the best way to check and get the current price is to go and look. I would also recommend that when you sign up for Avast for a paid product, since I don't work for them, I can say this without any problems. Don't check the automatic renewal. When it comes time to renew, find your best price, because automatic renewal will get you not the best price, but the best price for Avast.
Well, Bob, you have definitely a vast knowledge of 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 everything. I'm telling you, if I could get that antibody, that antivirus antibody, I think I would be as well as you are. And he he epitomizes my theme today. Learning never stops. I don't think either of us knows the word retired. I don't care if you put it on your bio. He doesn't understand what retired means because he's popping up all over the country on Zoom meetings. Um, so Bob, if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I thank you so much for participating and being my co-host. You're invaluable in so many ways that I can't enumerate them right now. I'm going to share a screen with you now. Let's see if I can get it done. Yes. This is the site for the sharing of the cybersecurity, National Cybersecurity Alliance. I have listed it under our useful links. Actually, it's not on the useful links. It's under our exploring site there under trending. You'll see it there. And I encourage you to look at everything that it's got online here. Is a complete resources library you can click on that will show you a plethora of videos that they've done, all topics and all types. You can see branding, you could see social media posts and graphics, awareness episodes, those videos, which I'm not going to go into right now for time, but they're there. A free online course on protecting yourself while connected to the internet. There's security awareness episodes. I'll leave it to you, to go through all those things. But this is a tremendous gold mine of information about cybersecurity, which may or may not overlap Bob's excellent presentation, but it's all very useful, very, very current. And our club may become a champion of cybersecurity, which means we could get a free kit of cybersecurity materials, which I think I'll be sending for. It's certainly worthwhile. Bob is, if you've been scared by Bob's presentation, it was really worth it because that was the intent. The worst thing we can do is be complacent and think it can't happen to us. Well, that's how COVID-19 got to be so widespread. It can't happen to me. Well, guess what? It can. And if it wants to, it doesn't choose its victims. Everybody is vulnerable, just like every computer is vulnerable, every tablet is vulnerable, every smartphone can be vulnerable. The question is, are you alert enough to be able to stop these things from happening to you before? Prevention is the best medicine in anything.
If I can interject, Barry, you also
Yes.
have to realize that the virus always comes first, and the protection doesn't happen until they figure out what makes it tick to be able to stop it. That goes for the actual virus like COVID-19 or a virus on your computers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to tell everybody about our next presentation will be the October 23rd, 2 weeks from today. John Kennedy, no relation to the senator or to the president, from the Ohio, let's see, where's he from? He's from the East Central Ohio Technology User Club, is going to present the introduction to Linux. Don't miss this. This is an amazing program that's been out. If you've ever seen a symbol of a penguin, that's been the symbol for Linux for many, many years. This is an operating system that's cross-platform and device everything. It's a very useful thing that I think you'd all like to pay attention to. If you want to see previous presentations on it, you can go to YouTube and simply type in John Kennedy, APCUG, and you will see his excellent presentations that he's done at many other clubs on Linux. It's something you really don't want to miss. Now, the time may be changed because he's in Ohio. I think maybe 10 o'clock is too early for everybody. I may be switching to 1 o'clock or noontime. That would be a much better situation. And we may change the day. We'll let you know that in advance if that's the case, and I'll send an invitation out as usual a week or so before, so you'll have all the details. Remember that it's important to have the latest version of Zoom installed on your device, whether it be a smartphone, whether it be a tablet, whether it be a computer, a laptop, a desktop, or whatever. So you have the latest features. Also, you can always test out your camera in a meeting with yourself by going to zoom.us/test. That will put you in a sample Zoom meeting where you can test out your microphone, your speakers, and everything else. That will give you an idea. So I want to remind everyone again that we have two events coming next week. October 13th will be and 14th are the Amazon Prime Days. Go to Amazon.com right now and you will be amazed. Best Buy is also starting pre-Amazon sales. And I go to Best Buy a lot, and I'm telling you, they have a really secure store there where I go to, usually in Margate. And they have a tremendous array of devices that you can actually see. One tip I would give you is when often you go to a screen or when you go to your own screens at home, if they're not touch screens, your phone is a harbor for the most dangerous amount of bacteria. You should not go into a store where I see a lot of the screens, for example, computer screens and whatever, have a lot of people's fingerprints on them, especially the touch screens. When you go into a store, use a stylus to touch anything. When you're home, clean your phone and use a stylus after that. Avoid putting fingerprints on your phone because there's more fingerprints or bacteria on your phone than there are in a bathroom on the toilet. That's been proven. So take every step you can to remain healthy and keep your devices healthy. Keep visiting our club site. And as one wise person told me, he said, remember Andy Rooney? He used to be on 60 Minutes. At the end, he would also give his interesting thing. And I found one today that still puzzles me. And I'll try to mimic his voice. I don't know if I can do it. Why do they sterilize needles for lethal injections? Ever wonder? With that, I wish you well. This recording will be posted. I have to wait till it actually downloads, but when it does, it will download to this computer. And you can look by tonight on my YouTube channel. To get there on your device, simply click the YouTube icon. That will take you directly to my public YouTube channel where you can see yourselves live. Right now, I hope you're all awake and have plenty of coffee because it will show you sleeping. And as I say, you don't get extra credit for that. And even in the live times when we had classes, it was reported to me that many people were playing solitaire. But that's okay. Did you know that the mouse was invented by Douglas Engelbart for the purpose of playing solitaire? That was the first known use of a mouse. And Doug died several years ago. So it's great to see you all looking so healthy and energetic, right? Looking forward to all of you. If you're interested in being in the Apple workshop, the first virtual Apple iPhone and iPad workshop, I will send you a a link right now or later today to let you know what we could schedule it for. We'll get a mutually convenient time for everybody. Until then, I wish you good health, luck, and happiness. Stay well. Until next time, this is
Bye-bye.
Barry Cowan, the DBCC president, now in his 16th year as the non-resident president, signing out. See ya.
Hi, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Joni. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody.
Notice there are no commercials on my TV.
Right.
You look great, Barry. You look wonderful.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You do as well. Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep in touch.